Hey you playa, every aspect of modern dating today feels damn near impossible because people are obsessed with instant gratification. We want an infinite number of choices delivered to us faster than humanly possible, and that is the problem. Everything from dating apps to hookup culture to texting creates this dynamic where we're just doing away with depth in relationships. If you're a guy who's ever tried to use a dating app before, you know exactly what the problem is. They are oversaturated with other dudes. You're competing against so many men that it just feels damn near impossible to actually match with a woman. So in an effort to feel like you're gaining some type of value from them, you might find yourself swiping right on every single girl that you see. It doesn't even matter if you're attracted to them or not, you're just hoping to gain some level of success. Now the problem with that there is that guys aren't being selective enough because it doesn't really work in their favor to do that. And because of this massive dating pool of guys, women don't really have it any easier in terms of finding a quality partner. They're going to find themselves being hypercritical of every single guy they come across, usually focusing on superficial qualities above all else because there's so many men to choose from. When it comes to texting, that instant gratification monster likes to rear its ugly head again. Guys are usually the ones that have to initiate the conversation with the girl. They have to send that first message, they have to talk to her, charm her, and ask her out. And that creates a level of pressure on a lot of guys where they're fearful of getting rejected. Any type of minimal response, delayed response, or even no response is going to make him feel like he's wasting his time, like that girl is taking advantage of him, that he needs to move on as soon as possible. Culturally, we've created this stigma that if he continues to pursue her despite these challenges, he's a simp, he's a beta, he's a cuck, he's anything you could say to a guy that's going to tear down his sense of masculinity. And for women, many of them are put in this position where society rewards them for sexually exploiting themselves. They know that if they post a spicy picture online, they're going to get showered with tons of likes and comments and DMs from horny guys. And you can't really blame them because it feels good to get that type of attention sometimes. So they find themselves stuck in this loop of posting and receiving all this validation. Now look, they have no intention of actually pursuing any of those guys. As far as they know, they're just random usernames on a screen, further removing those men from being actual people in that woman's mind. Although, hookup culture takes the worst parts of this instant gratification model and amplifies it to the 100th degree. When your focus is on hooking up with someone, you're going to prioritize their most superficial traits. You don't really care if they're a good communicator, if they can handle conflict, or if they're someone that shares the same values as you. You just want a hot person to bang with. And to a degree, I get it. A lot of people are using their 20s as a time of exploration, to see and learn what they like, to discover themselves, to sow their oats before they actually choose a partner. And by default, that's going to lean itself more towards hookup culture. Now, the major problem that I see with it is that there's a lack of clear communication going on with people. People are using this as an opportunity to get what they want, to manipulate other people, to dehumanize them just for their own sexual gratification. That's why guys are called fuckboys and there are tons of guys calling girls 304s because people don't really know how to deal with this hookup culture scenario. And that's probably why you feel like modern dating sucks today, but I can assure you that there is a workaround. We need to start incorporating mindful dating into the process. This is the individual and personalization of every single person that you pursue, to recognize that they are a person with thoughts, feelings, and experiences, and to work to understand those better. Part of fighting against this instant gratification behavior is to encourage people to look inwardly, to recognize the uniqueness that they bring to the table. If you can see that you are different from every other person that has ever existed or ever will exist, you could recognize that in the person that you're pursuing too. And how that plays out is working towards being more open-minded in dating. For example, you can set realistic expectations when you're communicating with someone. If you message them and they don't respond back, don't take it to heart and feel like you're a bad person or you did something wrong. If they chose to ghost you, that's more of a sign of them not really knowing what to say or caring enough to say it. That doesn't have any weight on your value as a person. It also means making the effort to be a little bit less picky. If a person doesn't check every single box on your wish list of a partner, that's okay. If you don't feel that instant spark with them the moment that you see them or the moment you're on that first date with them, that's fine too. It takes time to warm up to people to really see if the two of you mesh. You're not always going to have that right at the beginning, so you shouldn't just shoot people down just because they don't meet your ideals. Or if you feel like you're not ready for a long-term commitment committed and serious relationship right now and you do want to explore casual dating, that's totally fine. Make sure to find someone that's on that same wavelength as you. Be open, honest, and direct with them every step of the way about what your intentions are. Never manipulate, never deceive them, never lie to them just to get what you want. Remember, they're a person with thoughts and feelings too. So do everything in your power to respect theirs, and hopefully they can respect yours as well. If we can just try to slow the dating process down a little bit, we'll start to realize that people aren't just notches on our belt, or just a photo that we can swipe away, or someone that likes our photo that brings us its validation that we'll never think of again. These are real people on the other side, some of them looking for genuine love and connection. Be respectful of that as much as you can be, and know that you one day are going to look for genuine connection too, and hopefully someone else is going to offer that right back. On that note, I'll catch you next time. As always, love and peace.